Chinese food though?
I love Chinese food. Really? I feel like I love all food other than seafood. I'm not a big fan.
Really? I like shrimp, like fried shrimp.
Yeah, shrimp is okay.
But like, yo, like people be eating like the raw fish. I'm like, oh, how do you do that? Like dipping it in the soy sauce? Like, no.
Or have you ever had calamari?
Yeah, I like calamari.
Yeah, it's all right, but it definitely tastes a little more fishy, I feel like.
A little more like the sea.
Yeah.
Is that what freaks you out about it?
I don't know. It's just like, you know when we went to Carnival and you had that like lamb and it was really gamey? It's like, that's what seafood is compared to like all the other meat. Just has that really intense flavor.
Just a little squirt of the soy sauce. Well, hello everyone. We are doing another THEYSELF Girl Chat podcast here. I'm super, super excited for this chat. I have my friend Chastity with me. Yo, one thing that I'm super excited to have you on is because when you and I talk and when we actually like get into it, like we just can go and it gets deep, you know? Mm-hmm. And I feel like very few people you can do that with. And so like that's why I'm like, yo, like I feel like this has been a long time coming, like honestly, like because we were going to do it like a couple months back, but it never happened. But hey, you here. What's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
how are
nice.
you?
I'm doing good. So introduce yourself. Who are you? Who is Chastity?
Okay. I don't really know who I am yet, but okay. You know, I feel like most people know me from like my photography. Yeah. So I guess like that's kind of who I am. I definitely am like a creative person. That's dope. Yeah, I like when I observe you, I just see you as like you're extremely creative, and I feel like too with a lot of creative people, I feel like creative people like stay to themselves, like very like introverted, and correct me if I'm wrong. Oh no, you're good.
Yeah, so like I just you know
mysterious.
Like, yes, you are very mysterious. Like it's like I feel like it's like okay. There's another layer pulled down. Like, honestly, with our friendship, I'm like, oh, okay, here's another layer. Here's another layer. And I like that about you. I think that's... So what makes you mysterious? Like, have you always been that way?
I feel like kind of. I feel like a lot of that comes from, like, my childhood in a way. Like, you know, I'm the oldest, so I feel like you always kind of get, like, pushed back a little bit. And, like, your siblings are more important every time they're, like, born and they're the baby. You know? Yeah. So I feel like I've just become like comfortable in that. Yeah. But like I've definitely learned how to like embrace it in a good way too.
Yeah. No, that's dope. And two, like I think it's good to like be mysterious in a way because then a lot of people can't have access to you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you're so open, that's when you get taken advantage of, you know, like
100%.
For real.
I feel like I don't need to have as many boundaries because just like who I am as a person sets my boundaries already.
Yes. And people just know that too from you, I think too. Like, okay, there's certain, you know, expectation just by who Chastity is, which I think is really, really dope, you know, because a lot of people don't, you know, they don't have that. And it you know, it is what it is. So like going back to your photography, because I know you mentioned your photography, but see, I told you, guys. Okay, never mind. But anyway, going back to your photography, I feel like that's how you express yourself through your photography. Because like you said, like you're a mysterious person. And so like when people are following you, when you go to your page, I feel like you kind of get a feeling of who Chastity is. You want to know something
crazy? Like last summer, so I was with my friends and we were downtown and like we were just like playing this random card game, but we were outside of Pave and this dude literally comes up and he's like, "Are you Chastity.Morris?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, I'm just Chastity, but yeah, that's me." And like, so like, yeah, genuinely, I feel like I don't want to identify myself with that, but like, my photography, I feel like kind of makes me who I am in the public eye for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. So would you say, so that's a part of you, but that's not all of you. It's kind of like what you're saying. 100%. I like how you say that because I like that because a lot of people identify themselves with, you know, what they do, you know, as like a career or whatever. So no, that's really dope. Tell me your passions. What do you like? What do you like doing? Like outside of photography, you're a creative person, so I'm sure you have, you know, maybe passions that people don't know about.
Oh, like what?
I don't know, girl. Spill the tea.
Okay, well, I mean, I feel like something that's really not a secret is like, maybe it's not a passion, but it's definitely something I really enjoy doing is like smoking, but I'm not saying that as a whole. It's just more like the vibe it gets me and like the open-mindedness that it gives me and like everything I can do in that. Like eating food, I love it so much more doing that, or like just listening to music, like love it so much more, you know. But yeah, like, so I like that. And really just like creating content, I feel like more so than just me being in front of the camera. Like even in Lunar, you know, like that's what I like doing. I'd rather create a campaign than design a shirt any day.
Yeah,
you know
for real, because that's really gets your creative juices flowing too. Like, wait, I can do it this way, I can do it that way. So, okay, going back to smoking, do you think that, so does that open your mind to more creativity?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
100%.
Okay, that's really dope.
Yep. Like even when I research, I'm a smoke, because like I don't know, I just don't want to have like any preconceptions or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, yo, that's really dope, because I know some people like, oh, I get paranoid when I smoke, or it not necessarily shuts off the creativity, but like just goes into like deep thinking, you know? So
or laziness.
Laziness, yep, about that. No, I used to, honestly, guys, like back when I was 19, I used to smoke, and that's what it did to me. Very lazy, but I enjoyed it at that time because I didn't really have nothing going for myself at that time. So like, yo, I used to just smoke and then just chill on the couch for hours and hours. Yes, but girl, how do you like your Panda Express?
It's actually good. If this is orange chicken, this is like really the first time I've ate orange chicken.
Yeah.
I usually eat sesame, you know, but this is really good.
Nice. Yeah, no, I love Panda Express. It is very, very good.
Do you like rice or noodles better?
I go back and forth. Like, it's either, there's like a phase where I like noodles or rice, but recently I've been liking the noodles. What about you?
Me too. I feel like like usually I do rice, but I actually just tried the noodles maybe like 5 months ago. I've never had noodles up until that point.
Wow.
And I love them. So.
Yeah, so you're like, I'm a fan.
Yup, I'm a fan.
Heck yeah, dude. So like, okay, so since you're like a really like creative person, and okay, honestly, girl, tell us about Lunar. Like, come on, you got to bring that up.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay, so should I just like say what it is?
Yeah.
For those who don't know. So it's a clothing brand. Me and my boyfriend, Dylan. I mean, I feel like a lot of people know him by Lunar Dill. But we run that. It's like, I think 3 or 4 years old at this point. It's a streetwear / skatewear company. It's definitely founded on the skatewear community, which is awesome. And basically it's just live under no rule. Yeah. We really want to like create a space where people don't have to follow a certain path of life. I love that. And just be themselves and do what they really want to do. Yeah. So.
I really love that. So did you and Dylan come up with it like together?
No. So Dylan actually already started it with his friend like way back in high school. And then the friend ended up like going a different way, so Dylan was just doing it for a little bit. And honestly, when we first started dating, I had no interest. I was like, I don't want to hear about it. Like, I'll wear the shirt, but whatever.
Right, like that's your thing.
Yeah, that's your thing. And then like once we graduated from, towards the end of high school, I was like, okay, I don't want to go to school, and I really don't want to work a job. Like, I wanted to do art in some way, and like I took a lot of art classes my senior year, but I just didn't know what. And I was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna do this with you, you know?
That's really dope. Heck yeah. So ever since then, you're like, how would you, so Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, he's like the creative director, would you say, for it? And so like, what is your part like within Lunar? I know like you probably guys wear so many hats, like it's a small, you know, so it's like,
I feel like we do a lot of stuff together. Especially when it comes to like one of ones, like we're both creating those.
I love how you do that. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like he definitely takes on more of the lead of like designing our clothes and like getting the stuff ordered in and stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like posting on social media and stuff, like I definitely do more of that.
Yeah, that's dope. So it's like you're getting it out to the public and stuff. That's really dope. I love how you guys do the one-of-ones. I think it's super, super unique, and I don't think a lot of clothing brands, I don't think a lot of clothing brands are doing that. I'm sure there, there's, but especially around here, like in South Dakota, like there is very, very few like streetwear clothing brands. And so it's really dope that you guys are doing that and creating a community for like-minded people like you guys. Have you guys noticed that? Like when you guys do like pop-up shops and stuff, like just like seeing that community and crowd that you bring in, like how does that make you feel, like
100%.
What's the experience like,
Yeah. I'll never forget when we did our first pop-up. We did it with Owen with his little 605.
He's dope. Owen's dope. Yeah.
And we did it in like this conference room of the hotel, and we were not expecting like really anybody because like a lot of the people that bought from us were people we knew. And then that day, like we were doing the pop-up for 2 days, and the first day we sold out before the day was even over.
That's
and, like,
beautiful.
I know. We had all these new people that I've never seen before, and I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest shit ever. Like I never want to stop doing this.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
It's so cool that you said that, because it's like you see it right in front of you. Because I feel like when you're in business, it's like you're so into it that you don't really see the impact that you actually are creating. So like doing events like that, like I know that feeling of just like, wow, like your purpose is really being fulfilled in that moment. Like, wow, like I'm actually doing something. Like it's so freaking dope to see. And that goes to show, like, even when like no one is liking, your post or anything at that time, you're still impacting people. They're looking. But, and I think sometimes people get it mixed up, like, dang, I only got this much or that much, but you really don't realize, like, there's actually probably so much more people looking and tuning in.
100%.
Oh, shit. My bad, guys.
Girl, that's low-key why I love the little hide like count filter on Instagram, because ever since I turned that on, too, I don't even be checking, because, like, you can still check. Yeah. I don't, and it makes me feel so much more at peace, like, posting. I don't care.
I can agree with that, because as a business owner, you do get in your head, like, yes, like we're doing what we love doing, but at the end of the day, it is a business, and we do, and I'm sure you guys have big visions and dreams for your brand, and you guys don't only do that, you guys do photography. Like her and her boyfriend are overall, guys, just like a super dope creative couple that brings something really, really different to the community and eventually to the world. Like your guys' style is so different, and I think that's what sets you apart from other people. And so I just think it's really, really dope, and I don't even know what my point was, because I was about to I'm going on a tangent right now, guys. As you can see, what was I?
I don't know.
Dang
I just started listening to you compliment me. I was like, thank you.
Dang, I was really, about likes.
Oh, yes.
About likes, yeah. So I think that thing on Instagram, hiding it's so helpful, because you don't get in your head, and then you're not, I don't know if you can relate, but it's like, oh, like I don't want other people to be like, oh, she only got that, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, stop it. I'm just trying to do what I love.
Right. Yeah. Especially when you post more like creative type things. Yep. I feel like that's when you get less likes.
I swear, girl, I know. And it's like when you just post something just super like just cheesy or whatever, it's like everyone like But no, I think that's really, really dope that you guys are doing that and bringing that to the community for sure. Like, do you guys see, like, what, if you don't mind talking about it, like, what are your visions for your brand? Like,
I feel like I don't want to say too much just because, like, I feel like Dylan definitely has his own visions and stuff too. Yeah. But I feel like really just like expanding, and definitely like something we're working on right now is just being like, we're in a preparation phase of like being more planned out. And just like, I know one of our big goals right now is to drop more consistently, because I feel like in the past we've been very almost exclusive in a way. Like we drop very seldomly, very limited, and only during certain periods in time. And it's definitely something where like we want to bring that more like to the public. That's just like, that's more of a short-term goal. Other than that, like we definitely want to do like more collabs and stuff like that.
That's really dope. Heck yeah, keep speaking it into existence. I think that's the best thing that you can do. My bad, guys. I'm over here like, how do you like the food though, by the way?
Good.
You like it? Good. Yeah, I think I did. But like, yo, Panda Express, guys.
No, we gotta mention it again.
Yeah. So I know you speak about this a lot when it comes to, mental health. Or, sometimes on your stories and stuff. Do you ever struggle with that? Like, do you ever struggle? Like, how, if you do, you're like, you talk, girl. Like, let's open up about it because, girl, I'm excited.
I already told you, like, before I came here, I had like a whole mental breakdown.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I was actually thinking about this because I'm like, man, I know you're going to ask me about mental health. So I'm like, what am I going to say about that? Because it's such a in-depth topic. Yeah. And at first I was like, oh, just being aware. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but being gullible is also bliss. I don't know. I feel like mental health is definitely hard. I definitely struggle with that. I feel like my biggest thing is anxiety, especially like social anxiety. I'm always afraid of like saying the wrong thing or upsetting somebody. And I feel like a lot of that probably stems from my childhood, Yeah. I feel like everybody nowadays likes to say they're an empath, but truthfully, I really am an empath. Like growing up and like waking up every day being like, is today the day that I'm going to have to walk on eggshells, or like, am I going to be manipulated today? Like, that makes you so hyper aware, which definitely like affects my mental so much more because I'm like I said, so hyper aware to everything and everybody around me. Sometimes I feel like maybe I just need to focus on myself and I'll be better.
Be good. Yeah, because like as an empath, you are taking on everybody's energy. And two, I think sometimes like being an empath can be hard because, for instance, say you're with a friend, right, for the day, and you feel all of their energy, but you might not in that time realize that, maybe you're just feeling their own mental health, but instead you put it on you. And then it like just ripples in your brain, just downward, like all of these like scenarios in your head and stuff. And I relate to that. I feel that very, very deeply. But going back to mental health, I think, especially like nowadays, like social media is, oh man, I feel like social media does cause so much more mental health. And it's in our day's world. Like, what can we do about it? We can't really do nothing about it. And I think that's where it comes down to being aware. But like you said, like if you gullible too, like, or not aware of it in a sense, like, so it's like everyone has just such different perspectives on life and reality. And I think it's okay. Because I feel like a lot of the times people can't relate to someone who has a different perspective. Like, for instance, with mental health, like you struggle with mental health. I'm sure there's other, you have friends and stuff that don't struggle with that. And so it can be hard, to communicate that maybe to them and correct me if I'm wrong, or just like really share how you're feeling, because at the end of the day, it's like, who's really gonna like, stand, or like who's really gonna care like and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but at the end of the day, I feel like everyone, like humans, no matter how, humans are selfish, like we're all selfish, and like at the end of the day, like who's really, really deeply gonna, understand what you're going through, So do you ever struggle with that, like talking about it with your friends, or are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, I feel like one of my biggest struggles in life is trust.
Same!
Yeah,
like,
everybody that I've came into contact with has, like, honestly broken the shit out of that. So it's, like, that's really hard to rebuild in general.
Yeah.
But then just, like, also being able to share my feelings, especially with new people. Like, now I feel like we're at a point where, like, I could tell you whatever. But, like, for a long time, like, I was very reserved as a friend,
I agree with that. going back to the beginning where I was like, with chastity, it's like layer, like you got to peel a layer and a layer. And I respect that. It's, you know, that's dope that you have that personality, because then you protect yourself, you know? And so I do feel now at a point too, it's like we're getting, you know, we get in there. And I'm glad that we're starting, you know, to get connected more and hang out more. And I hope and continue that a relationship grows and stuff. And I hope you know that you can be honest and open with me, you know, and vice versa. And because I do feel like we relate on a lot. And it's crazy because I was telling you this last week. I feel like with you and I, we like possess the same energy in a sense, but at the same time, it's like opposite. Like
we express it in a different way.
And so I think that's really dope and beautiful too, because like not a lot of people can connect with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you're so cute.
Like, let me be all cute
and reserved. Me over here. I'd be farting, guys. I'd be burping. Like I've always been like that. Like. And sometimes I'm like, damn, am I gross? Whatever. I mean, hey.
I'd be like, I'd run away. Like, go to the next aisle or something. Like,
let me just, you know, like, oh, I pooted. No, I'm just kidding. I remember Tyler used to say that. Oh God, ow, that hurt. I scratched my nose on the mic, guys. No. But yeah, no. Yeah, going back to mental health, I think. How do you deal with it, like, on your bad days? Like, do you deal with it, or you be open and vulnerable, like, because there might be someone out here, you know, like,
you know,
how do you deal with it?
I feel like it's gonna come off very cliche, but
no, it's okay.
Like, honestly, if I need to cry, I'll cry my eyes out.
Yeah.
Like today, I was just mad, so I literally was like on my pillow.
Hey, that,
like, for real, it works, you guys.
That's dope. Low-key, that's dope. Yo, we should go boxing.
Yes, or like screaming or anything.
Yeah, Rage Room.
Yes,
I've been wanting to do that for so long. Like, yo, that would.
I would love to smash a TV or some shit. Like.
Anyway, I'm just go back. Yeah.
Or like, I almost like was hesitant to say this because I didn't want to like come off as a bad influence, but like to be honest, I'd be smoking. Like, if I'm having a bad day,
and that's okay. If that's what helps you, that is okay. Yeah. And no one can tell you different, honestly. You know, that's dope though. For real. At the end of the day, if that, you know, that's what's gonna make, you know, better. And I personally, I don't think marijuana is bad. Personally, I truly don't. It works for some people and it doesn't work for others. And
yeah, like, I'm not a big drinker, but you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. You don't really drink, no. Sometimes.
Hey,
no, let's go.
It's a wedding or something.
That was so fun last week. And I was like, literally the next day I was like, oh, I had such a fun weekend to Tyler. Like, like our whole weekend was just so dope. Like, oh yeah. So other than Lunar, what else do you guys do? Talk about that. Sure. Like, come on.
Right. Well, we also have a photo company. It's Dylan and Chastity. So just our names. Very easy to remember. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of people kind of knew that like Dylan's obviously been into photography since he does so many music videos and whatnot. Yeah. And then we really just started this company because I was really interested in photography. You know, I'm always in front of the camera, so why not get behind it? And like, I feel like women just bring that like feminine energy, especially like, okay, like if you're in your house, who's hanging up the photos? The woman,
for sure,
you know what I mean?
Sure,
like, so it definitely like brought a good aspect to that. But so we do like family, senior, portraits, weddings, like really anything.
Yeah, you guys do amazing. I love it. Heck yeah. Where can they find your photography page at? Wait, did you already say that?
Well, I didn't, but it is just Dylan and Chastity. Our website is .art, and then all of our other social media is just Dylan and Chastity.
That's dope. Heck yeah, dope. Yeah, no, I had a really good conversation with you today, and I think this, you know, hopefully inspires or empowers someone out there with anything, maybe to go after their dreams or to be more open to maybe if you're struggling with mental health on ways that can help you. But I got 2 questions for you, girl. I got 2 questions. Okay. So how do you define happiness?
Ooh, that's good. I think about, honestly, like it was a year ago at this time, actually, when we we were coming back from Minneapolis, and there was like a question like, what's your goal in life? And I said to be happy. Yeah. Like I was told that was like wrong, you know, like, really? I should obtain to be joyous because happy is temporary. And at the time I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, you know? Yeah. But now that I've been like becoming more aware of like my mental health and stuff, okay, I really believe that like happiness, I feel like, is so temporary. Yeah. And it's like kind of like happiness is like this. Okay, it's never gonna be like this. And I feel like when you really exercise like your gratitude muscle is what I like to call it, it's a lot easier to be happy. And I just feel like, you know, happiness is literally anything. Like right now, you know, I'm happy. Like I'm just enjoying myself with you. I'm eating good food. Yeah. I'm happy. Yeah. You know? I feel like happiness is just like being positive. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Good. But
yeah, that's dope. Heck yeah, that's really dope. I like that. Okay, so what's one thing on your bucket list that you would want to do in the next 5 years? It can be anything. Let your mind run wild. Crazy.
Low-key, this is a super far-fetched, but I think one of the dopest things ever. If you don't know me, like one of my biggest influences, right? Like that's the word? Is Indie Blue. She runs Lonely Ghost. I think the coolest thing ever would be to like do a business collab with her, or like even photos, like anything with her would be so dope.
That is dope, yo. And y'all would be a vibe for sure. Like you guys could create some dope stuff. Like that's dope. Heck yeah, girl. All right. I had fun on this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the They Self Girl Chat podcast, you know, while we're eating. So have an amazing week, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much. That was awesome.